The Wi-Fi must have crapped out for a second, but we are back. Almost got robbed of our what would have been our first goal reaction here on the channel. And here we are again, and Bobby fall. Someone must have been offside there. Liverpool have won the ball back. A lot of action happening. So first we would have missed the ball in from Salah to Firmino. And that was thwarted by Casper, the handsome devil. And then the ball comes in for Liverpool again. And it was like sort of a corner setup. So I'm not really sure who was offside, but the ball went over to the far side. And forgive me on the names. It might have been Mane. Oh, here we go. They're replaying it. So Thiago plays a beautiful outside of the foot ball. Oh, okay, that's where it was. He plays a beautiful diagonal into Sadio, who heads it on to Hendo, who was about 4 yards offside. What a save that is by Schmeichel. The offside had already happened, but what's it called? Firmino was 2 yards from goal, and just a tap in, but not so easy when you got Casper in goal, and that's over by Firmino. He's calling for a deflection, which would result in a corner. Alrighty then. Curtis Jones has been great this first half, as he has been for much of the season. Yeah, I mean, I know Liverpool Lee, who in the very near future shall be joining for a watch along on the channel. So says me. I know his family is already in the camp of with Genie most probably leaving the club at the end of the season. Liverpool get the contract out, a better contract, one he'll sign. But back to Lee's family, thinking that Curtis is the man to step in and replace the Genie Wijnaldum-sized hole in Liverpool's team, which is a very important one. I mean, obviously Curtis and Genie are very different type of players, but I can see it. I think that I think Curtis is not to make wild comparisons, but I think Curtis is a bit of a mix between like a Steven Gerrard type, even what Henderson kind of came up as like sort of tall, somewhat scrawny, but driving midfield force. So yeah, for brevity's sake, I think Curtis is a mix between a Gerrard and a Genie. I mean, I think he certainly has the energy to run the midfield like a Wijnaldum. But he also, I think Curtis, for as much as Liverpool fans want to love Thiago, and again, I'm not saying I don't love Thiago, but for everyone that wants to glorify the Thiago playing style, Curtis, I think, is possibly, going to be the most important player in midfield for this Liverpool team. Maybe come next season, and again, a lot will happen. We'll make signings. Who knows if Wijnaldum will actually leave and Henderson will be back in midfield and whatnot. But I can certainly picture how Curtis can be a perfect Klopp player, and this is also coming from a guy that about 4 years ago thought that Emre Can could be a perfect Klopp player, and I'll stand by that despite being wrong, because what is going on there? Who's this clown? Harvey Barnes grabbing Allison's arm as he's about to throw the ball out. Could cause an injury there. That should be a yellow. But I'm sure the ref won't give it. I believe the ref today is Anthony Bennett. Referees certainly haven't been Liverpool's friend this season. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I think I left off with my comments about Emre Can. Again, to quote my buddy Liverpool Lee, he's all the tools, no toolbox. He has all the attributes to be just one of the best midfielders in the world, if not one of the best we've ever seen. Now, you're listening to this and saying, what is this lunatic saying? Emre Can could be one of the best. No, it's he's got all the tools that a midfielder needs. I mean, I saw a whole lot of qualities in Emre Can, the same as another one of my favorite players, alongside Steven Gerrard, Michael Ballack. Just big, strong, fast, defensive qualities. Some creative passing, loves to shoot from long range. If Emre, but these people are human beings, and they have drawbacks, whether it's professionalism, whether it's decision making. I'm not even saying that that's either of those two things are exact. I don't know why Emre Can didn't become the player that Liverpool all wanted him to be, but I think Klopp eventually made a decision on him that he wasn't going to be part of the plan going forward, because he did put in a whole lot of performances that were frustrating. He really wasn't reliable, and again, I use Emre Can. I think he's a fascinating player when it comes to just his style and also his Liverpool career. He's somewhat emblematic of the late Rodgers years and the early Klopp years, where as you're putting teams together, is he part of the problem or is he part of the solution? Martin Skirtle's another name that rings a bell. Some people would say Dejan Lovren. I am one of the biggest Lovren haters out there, so he was always part of the problem for me. But again, back to Can, he put in some great performances, and here we go. 35th minute, back to the game for a second. Kabak trying a long ball, and I think I could have played a better ball in that situation. He played a grass cutter when he was trying to play a lofted ball across to the left side of the field in Mane's direction. Here come Leicester, Harvey Barnes with a cross, and Jamie Vardy header down right centrally to the goal. Rodgers looking like a proud father, as I would expect him to. Again, little. I mean, again, I love Brendan. I mean, you could even put Brendan Rodgers in that category that I was just talking about. Emre Can, is he part of the problem or part of the solution? I think. Listen, I think Rodgers is a great manager. We don't have to be. We don't have to live in a 2021. I almost we don't have to live in this day and age of the Twitterverse where everything must be great or it must be horrible. I think Rodgers is a great manager. I mean, he's doing a great job for Leicester. I think he's only one of maybe 5 managers in the world that could have Leicester in this position. Now, am I saying he's one of the best 5 managers in the world? No. But I think in terms of this fit, if you were to go into a football manager and start a career mode, they give you the expected finish. Ooh, Kabak not really looking in position there. As here comes Barnes, and Trent wins the ball. Thiago, a little too fancy with that. He had a ball, tries to Maradona out of it to get us on the break, and in doing so loses the ball. Back over on the left side of the field, and Mane takes on number 18 for Leicester. Still not sure who is it. Amarty. And so Mane looking lively. Not the full package today, but definitely better than he's been. A confidence coming back. But anyway, back to my rambling. Rodgers, I give a whole lot of credit to in terms of what he did for Liverpool, what he's doing for Leicester. I mean, what he did for Celtic, to me doesn't matter in the slightest. He won the league with them. He's supposed to. Oh, swing it, Bobby. Shoot it. Bravo with a shot, and there's a little deflection. Still went close. Going out for a corner. We're in the 38th minute here. And, hey, Fahey. I'm not sure when the comment came through, but welcome. And, I'm rambling here on Brendan Rodgers, Emre Can, all a bunch of things that don't have to do with the game. But hey, it's my channel, and I'm sure you'll appreciate it anyway. Soyuncu, heads clear. Here comes Trent. Thiago with not the most accurate ball. Out to Hendo. And I think Rodgers is a great manager. I think he really overperforms with the squads that he tends to have. I think that's no less than amazing. But I think he is probably that top echelon of like a David Moyes type manager, and I'm talking like 2011 David Moyes, as far as really overperforming with teams. And I'll even throw like Sean Dyche in there. I mean, again, he's dealing with a different caliber of team, but definitely when you're talking about achievement, I think Dyche and Rodgers are really on a level playing field as far as, I mean, the money afforded to them and the squads that they have. I mean, they're overperform every single season. But I think there's a cap to that. I don't see, if I were a fan or a board member of Arsenal, of Tottenham, of really Chelsea, or any of those teams that are wishing to contend for the league, I don't think Brendan Rodgers is ever going to win a Premier League unless there's some wild situation where you get like Rafa Benitez becoming manager of Chelsea, and at the time, you're not really thinking he deserves it. So, if Pep Guardiola gets hit by a bus and Rodgers becomes manager of City, then yeah, maybe he'll win a league. But outside of that situation, I don't think he ever will. And again, my opinion is still high of Rodgers. Anyway, this tangent has gotten off course. Again, I was talking about my sort of love for Emre Can. Oh, wow. Here comes Vardy. Oh! And Vardy hits the crossbar. That penetration of Liverpool's defense was rather easy. There's a ball out here from, is that Amartey? And Vardy could have been offside. What a touch that is from Maddison. I think you had a slip there from Kabak and Henderson. Looked like Liverpool were well set up. Hendo seems to be screaming at Vardy as he takes a shot a la Andy Rabo. And he hits the crossbar and it goes over. But I really should have buried that one. But anyway, the ball came through from Amartey to Maddison. And Maddison just goes whoop and plays a little through ball to Vardy. And he was in on his way. So a little shaky moment for Liverpool. But yeah, the main point about Curtis really could be, and I think I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, which I like to think of myself as level-headed. I tend not to get ahead of myself. I try to be as unbiased as I possibly can when it comes to opinions. Here comes Mane wriggling through the entire Leicester defense, and he draws a foul. 43rd minute. This is Trent territory. Cue up the goal they put in commercials away to Chelsea. Right in that position. He's 23 yards from goal, and he's running right at the Leicester defense head on. You think, oh, he's going to run out of room, and he just jinks one side or another, and he beat 2 or 3 players there. And here now Johnny Evans is down on one knee. I don't know what kind of injury that would be. I mean, is it his hamstring or is the wind knocked out of him? He's limping. So anyway, so yeah, we've got Hendo and Trent and Mo all over this one. Something tells me it's going to be Mo. Though I would like to see Trent rip this one. We are 8:15 Eastern Time in the lovely state of New Jersey. And I know it's early, but thank you for those that have tuned in. And if this is too early for you, hopefully I'll catch you on the City-Tottenham game at 12:30. That should be an interesting one. Of course, I'm not a fan at all of Jose Mourinho, but it would be nice for him to take a point or 3 off of City. And here we go. Trent steps up and right into the wall. And here comes Robbo. Yeah, I mean, Kabak's movement, I would give him a 7.5 so far. Again, I like, as I said earlier, I like his frame. His mobility seems good. It looks like he can, oh no. Oh, very scary moment there. Hendo needs to be more decisive, not more decisive, but more so just getting the job done as far as clearances. He gets a touch on it and it just bobbles away from him, a bit like Mo Salah earlier in this first half, where he's in a good position and both players just need to deal with it with their respective goals, because that ball fell to Vardy and he was in through against Alisson. A Leicester keeper wouldn't have used his frame to block that opportunity. Some people may see that as a half chance, but I would call it a 3/4 chance for Vardy there, and luckily Liverpool get away with it. But as I was saying with Kabak, I think 7.5 out of 10. Some of his positioning has been a little bit awkward, which I'll accept. I think it's only natural. Here we go, Genie, and that's a foul. Although it kind of looked like he was going for a shoulder to shoulder, and instead of being blown for a foul, is blown for the first half, and entertaining one. We shall see in the second half, but yeah, I'll continue with my my second half coverage. And let's get some more people in here. Let's get. I'll send some texts out. Hopefully we can get some more interaction. What's up, Fahey? If you're still here. And that's it. I'm gonna take a short break, but I will come back with maybe a little more halftime opinions. And just 15 minutes until the second half.